Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ulfiana Rikma from Hasanuddin University, Makassar. Today, I would like to present my research entitled Stakeholder Analysis of Social Forestry Management in Sawitto FMU. This research was conducted by Prof. Yusran Yusuf, Prof. Samsurial, Dr. Mukrimin, and myself as corresponding author. The paradigm of forest management worldwide has shifted from the state-dominant focus to the participatory and equitable method involving forest-dwelling community. The concept of community-based forest management and social forestry have become key instruments in achieving this. In Indonesia, social forestry aims to improve community welfare, empowerment, and economic equality, while maintaining forest sustainability. Community in grassroots in implementing social forestry was facilitated and supported by Forest Management Unit or FMU. The FMU play a crucial role in the operationalization of social forestry policies. The effectiveness of forestry management depends on the capacity of the FMU in providing assistance, technical guide, monitoring, and conflict facilitated. Sawitto FMU oversees social forestry, TLKM license, and HTR license in their working area to realize economic equality through community management access to forests. After almost 13 years of implementing social forestry in the Sawitto FMU working area, the progress of activities has been slow and has contained many obstacles, so the farmers are still not valuable to manage the allocated social forestry land. Sawitto FMU face unique challenge and the complexity because the region's social, economic, and ecological. Success of social forestry is very influenced by the interaction among stakeholders. Stakeholders have different interests, influence, and perfection which can lead to conflict or well managed create synergy. Therefore, stakeholder mapping and analysis are essential initial steps. A number of studies have examined social forestry but have focused only on institutional, economic, or participant effort, but only a few have analyzed the configuration and dynamic of stakeholders in FMU. However, the local content greatly dynamics stakeholder interaction pattern. The research attempt to fill the gap by focusing in-depth analysis of stakeholder networks in Sawitto FMU. This research is highly relevant to the national priority agenda of allocating social because this research identifies stakeholder interest, influence, and relationship have existing issues. And stakeholder analyze support more effectiveness, collaborate strategy, conflict resolution, and good forest governance. The results can strengthen the Sawitto FMU planning, mentoring, and partnership to exchange social forestry sustainability. This study aimed to realize the interest and influence of stakeholders in social forestry management in Sawitto FMU and identify the strategic roles as other actors undertake the social forestry management. The research was conducted and the Ministry of Forestry, the working area of Sawitto FMU, the government of Pindrang Regency, and the government of Sulawesi Province in June until September 2025. The data of this research collected by observation, interview, and documentation. The collected data were tabulated and processing using descriptive analysis, determination of influence and interest by making scoring. Based on influence and interest which owned by every stakeholder, so can be categories become four types by rank. Stakeholder with high level interest but low influence classifies as subject. Stakeholder with level high interest and high influence classifies as key player. Stakeholder with low level interest and low influence are classified as core. Stakeholder with low level of interest but on high influence classified as content center. The research from this study include four results. First, identify relevant stakeholder with social forestry dynamic in Sawitto FMU. In the study, 6 stakeholder categories were found related to the dynamic of social forestry with a total of 12 stakeholders from this category. The second result, stakeholder category based on interest and influence in social forestry management with their role. Based on the influence and interest of the 12 stakeholders that have been analyzed, of the household in management social forestry in the Sawitto FMU as attacked in this slide. The third result, mapping stakeholder based on the influence and interest social forestry management in Sawitto FMU, based on the 5 variable assessment by the 12 stakeholder, the one with the highest total score for influence and interest is Social Forestry Gowa, with the total score of 45 points, and the one low score is Human Resource Standing and Development Region 6 with a total score 23 points. And the last result, the stakeholder mapping matrix in social forestry management in Sawitto FMU. Based on research finding in the field, there are 4 different categories that is subject, key player, con, and content center. What the detail explained as following. For subject, the stakeholder on capacity which role in the achievement goals, but can become influenced by forming alliance with other stakeholders. The stakeholder often can be very helpful. Improve relationship with the stakeholder must be maintained well. B, key player. The stakeholder should be more actively fully informed, including in evaluation new strategies. For C, the stakeholder are acquiring a little considerate for involving stakeholder more far because interest and influence which only usually change on working time. Stakeholder must still monitor and establish good community. And the last content center. The stakeholder can bring in the soil existing need, be new monitoring and manage well. The stakeholder can become key player because something exists. Connection good with the stakeholder as cognitive be natural. Based on the interest and influence of stakeholder, interest mapped 4 category with the group, subject, key player, and content center. Category with most support in social forestry management is key player, high importance and influence level. That's all for me. Thank you very much for kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.